So fair use and all that, educational purposes stuffs. Because this is obviously some mainstream promoted dude, Tom Scott. Right? Fair use and all that, educational purposes and whatever else. I do not own this guy's nonsense. Thank fuck.
Grabial Spatial Orientation Lab at Brandeis University, and while I was there, one of the team just casually mentioned that they have an artificial gravity laboratory. Artificial gravity facility sounds like something out of science fiction.
Now remember, what you've been told about gravity is that it's a pulling force. Now we've established there's no such thing as pulling forces. Right? They're telling you that at the centre of a mass there's some magical place where space-time gets warped and bent into an invisible magical place at the centre of masses. Right? So, now we're going to go into what they're calling artificial gravity. And lo and behold, what are they going to use to try and create gravity? Now remember, gravity is the observation of the natural phenomena of objects falling, and in particular that they have a directional vector, which is straight down. Now, as I say, were you ever taught that motion was the cause? No. You were told all this gibberish about mass attracting mass and Einsteinian warping and bending of space-time. Gibberish. Right? Fantasy bollocks. Star Wars nonsense. Now in the actual real world, what we're going to see here is how to create a directional vector. Right? We're going to have to incorporate motion.
But it's not, and there's very much a reason why I'm keeping my head straight and forward at the moment. This is the artificial gravity facility, otherwise known as the rotating room. So,
See, the artificial gravitating room. Right? So again, physically, demonstrably, what are they utilising? Remember all this, don't be ridiculous. The Earth's no moving, no, that's controlled opposition rubbish. Right? No, it's no controlled opposition rubbish, it's factual. How reality functions, how we as human beings comprehend these things and put them into practical everyday use. No mathematical gibberish. Real world practicality.
Let's do some experiments. This is unscripted.
Experiments? No, you're doing demonstrations.
I don't know what's going to happen now. Other things are going very weird when I move my arms. Okay, so it's a room that rotates. No one has invented science fiction gravity generators.
Yes. Nobody has invented science fiction gravity generators. Do you know why? Because they're an idea dreamed up in the minds of fantasists. Right? People that write science fiction books and make science fiction movies, and people like Albert Einstein talking about gravitational fields. There's no such fucking thing anywhere in the natural world, and no man-made contraption could demonstrate it to you in any way, fucking shape or form. There is nothing in the natural world that you could utilise to even slightly conceive of the gibberish that they try and promote. Right?
Yet, but if you have a theoretical spaceship going to Mars and you want
theoretical spaceship going to Mars, fantasy
to generate apparent gravity to keep astronauts healthy, that's what you do. You would spin up the ship and use centrifugal force, and that lab...
Centrifugal effect. Right? It's an effect of motion. Rotational motion. It's not a force.
Is the research prototype. How do humans deal with a very strange gravitational environment?
The first thing that you should do is try to push yourself off the wall and align your body with the direction of the resultant.
Oh, okay.
So for everybody that knows, the vector that's being created is away from the centre of the axis of rotation, which would be the centre of the room. Okay? Because that's where it's rotating from, the central axis. Now as it rotates, it creates a vector outwards towards the wall in every direction.
Now you're standing upright.
Wow. Can I walk, or is that gonna?
No, don't walk. A little dangerous.
It is
I'm sure many people have experienced this. This is just a fairground attraction, this thing. It's called the sticky wall. When I was a kid, I'm sure many people have experienced this.
almost impossible to envision long-duration space flight without artificial gravity.
What the interesting thing is that I need to find out about is what speed it actually has to be going before it overcomes what we call our own gravity, right? So what speed does it have to go at before it overcomes it?
The best way to study
21 mile an hour maybe? I don't know.
artificial gravity on Earth is to build a rotating environment. We started designing it in the mid-80s. Ideally, we want to study its effect.
Or you could just strap people into a fucking rocket on a rail track and fucking fire it along the rail very fast. And people and everything in it would stick to the back wall.
Effects on the human body, and we want to learn also how to pre-adapt astronauts to the force of artificial gravity. In 99.9%, those will be highly dysfunctional individuals until adapted.
They have
Just like you were when you were a wee baby and you had to utilise your will to move and build muscle and skeletal structure in order to withstand what the force or the effect that we call gravity right here.
NASA standard sick bags for everyone, by the way. I was required to keep one in my back pocket throughout, just in case what's going on, and things go wrong very quickly.
You now move your arm and try to go as straight as you can.
Oh! Oh, I moved my head.
You shouldn't move your head.
Do you get used to this?
Yeah, you get used to it, yeah. You can
What you're going to
adapt.
see
Move your
here
arms
is what a true Coriolis effect would be.
and try to feel this force that is...
Okay, just to be clear, I'm not putting this on as pushing against a force here.
If you keep going, at some point, you won't feel the force anymore.
Yeah, just like when you're a child, eventually you don't feel it anymore. Once you've built up a resistance and you become acclimatized and accustomed to your environment, right? So like the environment we are in right now, it feels and appears to us that we're stationary, that we're no moving. But I'm going to say to you that that's an impossibility. Based on the fact that we have a directional vector, things have weight to them, and we have what we call density layers.
Oh, that's weird.
That's weird, right?
That's so weird.
So now you are adapted.
So if I try and do anything else, I haven't adjusted to it. But that specific movement, my body's got used to.
That's right.
Wow.